Right, so this is Sermon 7. We recorded it a little bit after Sermon 6. Um, but this one is going to be to do a little bit more with dreams and also how we may have developed a spiritual counter weapon that we would implement. Also, spreading awareness and how we'll go into this. But obviously, this is in development. It could always change with more people getting on board, which we would like. I don't want to be the one standing up here talking to you. I wish I could have got someone more attractive, whether it be male or female, and had the better voice or anything to it to help grab people and help keep their attention. But since we don't have that, I fulfilled that role. But it's not really a role that I particularly wanted to, but it's okay. So in this particular sermon, we're going to go into dreams and daydreams and how they may relate to being counter weapons, spiritual counter weapons for what we talked about in Sermon 6. So first we'll begin it against the concepts around 411 years ago to date. Pretty much this should free up any alive offspring today in the 2020s that I'm recording this video. So I don't really think no one could claim that they're that old, unless they remember being a bunch of cellular life forms, which, hey, anything can be possible after you really take a look at things and incorporate it into your being. So at least in this form as being head, arm, leg, torso, that no one's is 411 years old. But why should churches get involved? Because they are registered as nonprofits, so they could follow similar objectives. So this will pretty much be the first spiritual weapon that we have in development. Experience will vary and maybe be similar. I don't want to set in stone anything because I believe since everyone's experience in life is different, it would be wrong to say that this is an exact way when has to be so many ways, because there's millions of humans, as they say on Google, exist in this world, which I do believe. So the 3 stages that we found was being awake in the physical body, which is the main device used by the mind. The next would be the void space and the creation of where you can go as per dreaming, which we're going to have the popular science articles up right here too that came up. It's so crazy how we had an idea and it was already being posted, especially on a website that we love, in a magazine that we love. So, and then we have the last, which is the dream of the realm that you spawn into. What I would basically say, anybody that plays video games, we also have another channel that we are with, Salvation of a Gamer. If anybody out there plays games, you know that when you are playing a first-person game or a shooter or anything like that, you spawn into environments, and you play you play with the tools that the developer gave you inside being spawned in, even though you still have control over what you do when you're spawned in. But anyway, we deduce that since mistakes and obstacles can happen to all people, good and bad, we might only have a small portion. We're just going to estimate roughly 10% control over where you land in the dream realm. Meaning that, for example, I don't know too many people that may be able to say it or who have a practice. We're saying, okay, you watch a video on Spain, think about Spain before you go to bed. You're definitely going to be in Spain or whatever location that, whatever the void space or your dream or whatever they want to say create, you'll be there. Now, if it was that exact, I feel like a lot of things may have been different if you could definitely create your dream space and like how game developers develop games. But that's a thing that Salvation Through a Gamer channel will tackle. So roughly 10% over where you land and about 30 to 75% control over what you do and what you know. One of the tests is, I would say myself is one of the test subjects. I was able to sometimes know that I'm dreaming, sometimes know that there are certain abilities, certain laws of physics that change when you're there, certain things you meet. And just sometimes it feels like, you're still playing a role in the greater scheme. There's still other things that may be able to dictate the scheme. certain emotions you have, certain events that you have when you are spawned into one of the dream realms. It's not like you're asked questions or there's like a Scantron sheet that you get to pick A, B, or C or where you wanted to end up, which kind of goes into our thoughts of afterlife. It's not anything that you stand online and you stand before your creator and you say, hey, I did this and I did that, or they start telling you what you did and what you didn't do. No, I think you would just go exactly straight to where you're going. There wouldn't be no talking to nobody. There wouldn't be no asking no questions. There wouldn't be no sorries. You'll just go right to where you're going. So we deduced that memories and thoughts are under control by the script that was already written. Not going to say who wrote it, not going to say it was written, or it could just still be written by your mind, but we're going to leave that open. But we do feel that enough awareness and concentration on these moments will be able to give us a greater understanding. The thing is to have control within the void, but we'll get into that, what you'll see right here. Particularly because we have 3 stages. One stage is obviously your awake stage. The second stage is, I would say, the void space, which is just the blackness or anything, and then the place that you end up. Now, some people could say they don't remember dreaming or they don't dream. So they could still just be in the void space. You still don't have a perception of yourself, because that would be kind of torturous to just be in a blank space for 8 hours or how many hours you're supposed to sleep a day. You would remember that. So the fact that you don't means that there's something that disconnects on your awareness, in the passage of time changes. And as per your dream, that's something we can go into. So we deduce that once beings master the 3 stages, everything will be able to be optimized in a different fashion, even though everything is already optimizing at a perfect fashion already. Obviously, it could always be continued, and once again, this is optional. It's not like we're the one all say all. Whatever we say is the facts. Like, no, we're filled with millions of people. There's millions of different paths to figuring this out. So the dream space, we deduced, must be built from within you. So everything you experience and can experience must enter into it. The wake space is the creation of matter interacting with life, and alive matter interacting with matter. Since we have different access to life through our individual vessels, individualized singular access through our vessels that we're using. We're multiple systems, though, as per what's already been known: digestive, respiratory, brain, all that stuff, spine, everything. We're not doctors, but hopefully we have the funding to have doctors stand right here. But we're multiple systems, and we are, I would have to say, the extremely aware part. Like, we're very aware. But anyway, using myself as an example, I have met certain ends in the dreamscape while doing things that I would rather not feel here. So the biomedical and the counter weapons grant are very important to me, and also what we do with Actual Solutions Inc., which you can check out their website. This realm has means that you can create a situation where you'll be able to face. That's what these grants are for you. You could face them without the fear of distraction or the pain that they could cause. You'll be able to see through the gates better. And I could go into more detail with that, but I would like to hear other people's ideas, because once again, I don't want to make it sound like mine is the one, which I doubt that it is, because I tested that. So I know there's a lot of people with extremely great knowledge that choose not to be on Facebook or YouTube or post anything that they discover. They might even be the people sitting on the mountaintop and don't even want to interact with anything. So now we go to something that I wanted to guarantee for everyone and for every human that I've interacted with. I would say that the guaranteed time that we could all put this truth on is the fact that about roughly, even probably more percent, we had no control about where we were ending up. It pretty much was random that we're deducing. It could always change. That's why we're scientists here at Cognoscenti Assembly. The time from birth to the time that you could gather food fully on your own. I don't think anyone could claim that they were able to do that fast on their own. So I would say about a year into any human being's life, you needed another human. So I would say 1 year, 365 days that you were birthed, that we can prove without a doubt that you must have assistance from another being in order to maintain life, regardless if you was regular vaginal birth to a test tube baby. Another human or another being had to assist you for you to maintain life up until you were able to gather food for yourself. That means beings have been dealt a hand from this time that was not within their own choice. So basically, we have choices from the choices that were already available to us, and the maker behind these may not be important, judging by the things that we have advanced and developed with each other coming together. We may be able to supersede the being born circumstances. So, from this understanding and gratitude will lead us into understanding that we are one, just like everything else. But being one, being one meaning that there has to be something here for me to figure out the issues that are here, and that life was truly created for itself. I could always do another backup to this video, but I just want to end it right here. It's already been going on long enough. Send the comments if you want me to dive into other ways, but hopefully eventually we might try live streaming and get into different things. But anyway, thank you so much. I'm gonna jump into the shower because water helps.